today is the last day of the cyber campaign, the cyber smiles or cyber modules. I just wanted to say a few things because, I started receiving a lot of messages last night about something. So I kind of just wanted to talk about, things I was receiving last night in messages. And it's just I feel like it really does tie in with the whole cyber thing. So I just wanted to share this because I just feel like, some people, they assume just because somebody, they make posts, and they do certain things, that they must be living the most absolute best life, right? Just because they influence, they do stuff. Oh, hey, Jace, hey. And they have, the best life, right? In all reality, truthfully speaking, what you see on social media is not reality. I'm going to just tell you guys that right now. I'm saving this live stream because this has to be said. And knowing myself right now, I am not feeling good. I am not, in my best predicament right now. Right now, I am in my most vulnerable state that you could see me because, I used to do a whole bunch of live streams when I first started up and influencing and stuff like that. That's kind of what my audience remembers me by. That I used to do YOUNOW streams. I used to be that girl that used to eat on live stream. I used to be that girl that used to broadcast everything, you know what I mean? When I was 13, I remember starting off on this internet thing when I was 13. Mind you, when I was 13, I hardly had any friends. I didn't have nobody liking me. I'm used to people not liking me. So you know what? If you don't like me, good for you. The people that love to still send me weird messages and things or whatever, I do not care anymore. I'm to the point where I for real don't care if you call me a Bozo. I don't care if you call me a Bimbo. I don't care if you call me whatever the heck in the book you want to talk about. But let me just say this. There was once upon a time that same girl that you're looking at right now, once upon a time, she used to deal with the most cyberbullying, sexual harassment, physical harassment. I used to deal with freaking people assaulting me. I used to deal with so much bochinche and bullshit that no person should ever have to endure. And it's the fact that to still have the power, the love, and the strive to continue to go day by day, every day, to doing this shit every day, and still believing and having faith and having all this passion for influencing and doing all this shit, even after the fact that my first username that I had before, I used to be called Baby Fat. I remember people used to make fun of me for even having that username, and people used to dog the shit out of me for even having that username. So I remember I switched it up, and I switched it to Baby Cookie because my friends at the time used to nickname me or call me Cookie, so I switched it over to that. So now I grew a brand based off of Baby Cookie, Cookies products, Briana, you name it, you want to call it, whatever. All right. So it's just imagine turning something that you never would have thought and turning it into something wonderful, actually meaning something to somebody. Everything that you say, you know what I'm saying? I am a big person when it comes to mental health. I'm a big person when it comes to being there for people, having, giving somebody a voice or giving somebody a platform to speak about how they feel or what's going on in their life. You know what I mean? That's another reason why I created a podcast, because originally I used to just do live streams. I used to have everybody come up on here, everybody. But now it's more okay, well, there are certain topics that I feel are insensitive that I don't normally talk about no more. There's topics where, like, if it's, it makes me uncomfortable, I'm not going to talk about it. You know what I mean? If it's triggering, I'm not going to talk about it. But, if I know something that I've been through and that I know is kind of painful for me to speak about, but I know it could help somebody else, because I'm always thinking about other people. That's the one thing about me. I'm always thinking about other people. I hardly feel like I put myself first, and that's my current problem. That's one of my big problems. But hear me out, right? So it's just like, I've been dealing with so much stuff back to back. And even right now, I'm still dealing with a lot, because, I'm still trying to get myself together. There's no such thing as a perfect person. There's no such thing as somebody who has it all together. It's bullshit. You know what I mean? That's bullshit. Even if you say that you have all this money, all this whatever, blah, 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 blah. Money does not buy happiness. I'm going to tell you that right now. Money does not buy happiness. Materialistic things do not buy shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because if you say that, you're lying. And then, another thing. So, back to this whole thing, right? So, I started off on the internet when I was only 13 years old, 14, and getting into, like, Musical.ly, TikTok, whatever you want to call it. I grew my audience from just posting videos and putting myself out there. Not only because I wanted to, like, people to relate to me. I wanted people to, like, connect with me. I wanted friends, you know what I mean? I grew up on the internet in front of everybody, you know what I mean? In front of people, other people. And it's just like, to the point where it's like, now I feel like I've gained back my control and my privacy, and, like, everything that speaks true to me right now, you know what I mean? That's, like, close to me right now. I feel like I finally got into a place where I officially have control of this stuff right now. But at the same time, I'm just going to tell you guys this right now. Like, if you feel like you're alone in certain situations, and, like, some people are not understanding you, you're not alone in that. Because in this world, not everybody can understand certain things that you're going through, because they've never been through it, or they've never experienced even the slightest of what you've been through. So they're going to be quick to judge you, like, isolate you and put you down about those certain things. And you know what? It is not right of them to do that. It's unjust, it's insensitive, and it's disrespectful, and it's ignorant. It's arrogance, really. But in life, I feel like there's reasons why we go through these things, and there's a purpose behind everything. If one door closes, there's another door that's always going to open. Things happen so better things can come. And I feel like so many times in my life, I felt like I wanted to give up. I wanted to, like, let go of everything. I remember when I first got into, like, influencing and doing all this shit. I remember the first time, I didn't want to do it anymore. When I was 13, and as soon as I started seeing, like, hate comments, death threats, and everything, I wanted to let go of everything. I didn't want to do it anymore, right? And that was before I wasn't even showing my face to the internet at this time. I wasn't even showing my face. But for some reason, like, one of my closest friends growing up, like, one of my childhood friends was just like, oh, well, like, why don't you, like, just start doing videos where you show people about you instead of, like, the games and, like, things that you're playing and stuff like that. So that way people can, like, understand you and get to know you. And, sometimes I just feel like I wished I was told certain things sooner than later. But I feel like, eventually, I started putting myself out there. I started, making covers. I started singing more. I started doing all this stuff and putting myself out there. Honestly, I feel like if I never put myself out there and I never really gave myself that chance, I wouldn't even be where I am today. And that's only because I gave myself a chance. I was not given this platform by my mom. My dad didn't give this to me. Ain't nobody that, really, cared about me, even wanted me to be on the internet in the first place. Ain't nobody really wanted me to do half of the shit that I'm doing now. But guess what? I put myself out there. I decided that, I really wanted to get into like acting and modeling too. So I put myself into there. At 13 and 14, I remember I, got myself an audition to go to New Jersey and get into a modeling agency the first time. It didn't work because they were charging $500. Okay, I disappeared from all catalogs and, they just cut me off like that. Fine, cool. I went to focus on school and school only, and I did. But at the same time, in school, I was struggling because I didn't have friends. I didn't have many people to talk to me about anything. I was a very quiet girl. I was very isolated. I didn't have many people to turn to or talk to. I was always to myself. Growing up, I've always been the girl that was to herself and quiet. Anybody that's ever seen me in school, they could tell you the same thing. I was always the quiet girl sitting either in the back of the room or the front of the room that would, focus on her schoolwork and never had time to like hang out with nobody because I was always coming home, helping my mom watch kids and all this other stuff. That was literally everything that would come out of my mouth. But anyway, it's just like, if I never put myself in this predicament where I'm putting myself out there and I'm giving myself this chance, honestly, I don't even think I would have made music. I would have never been in modeling. Yes, mommy.
Want me to sing to get you a pizza?
Mommy, I can't. No.
Wait, only with cheese instead of no sauce.
Mommy, I can't have anything with garlic. I can't have anything with none of that. I can't.
Okay, not garlic. It's a pizza with cheese.
No, mommy. No.
It's the bread with the cheese. No sauce, no nothing.
Mommy, it's okay. No, thank you. I don't want no pizza. No, I can't have pizza. Idiot. But no, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? It's just like in life, you get put into certain predicaments and it's just like I turned to the internet because it was an outlet. It was an outlet for me to get away, to escape. I used to talk to a lot of people on here. I remember I used to be on here for hours, day and night, because, I didn't have any friends. So, I looked to live streams and people on live streams as friends all the time. And I made friends through live streams and stuff like that. And then it turned to TikTok. So then TikTok, COVID-19 happened. I blew up in TikTok overnight when it came to, the video that went viral. There was two, but the other one, it became more like a trend that people were using the audios and stuff like that. So then that's how I started to get up more. But sometimes you really just have to give yourself that chance. If you never give yourself that chance, or you never take a risk, or you never, drop everything in a drop of a hat to give yourself that peace, are you truly into what you're what you're doing? You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes, it takes a while, and not everything is fast paced. Sometimes, good things come slowly. You know what I mean? Sometimes, in life, you just got to put everything aside and just give it your all truthfully. You just got to give it your all. And this is the second thing I wanted to say because I started seeing a whole lot of my messages being blown up last night. Yes, I know I do TikTok. Yes, I do all that other stuff. I know I get this personally from everybody that sees me in person, even though they don't. This is how I know people don't watch my TikToks, because if they truly did, they would know what majority of my TikToks are about and what, they are and what they include. When people try to tell me some stupid shit talking about that I'm shaking my ass on TikTok, I hardly even shake my ass on TikTok, honestly. And I know I get that a lot from majority of my family members, especially my older ones. There truthfully, it's hard to hear certain things from family members because it's close to home. But it's like, majority of those people in my life that, want to involve themselves with me or like try to show any type of support and whatever. Honestly, I don't have too many people that do support what I'm doing right now, modeling and acting. I feel like when I first started modeling and acting, everybody was like telling me, oh, like this is never gonna happen, that's not reality, Brie, you gotta work a 9 to 5. That shit is, a thing or whatever, and it's never gonna happen, you gotta start looking for a 9 to 5, da 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 da. Like, it's another reason why I got myself into hospitality too, because like I knew, God forbid, let's say you're famous one day and then you're not famous the next. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that as like an analogy, because anything can get taken away from you. I know things can get taken. So it's just like, like if worst comes to worst, I always have a backup plan, honestly, because I have a certification in hospitality. I have a lot of information and background information based on that. One day I might want to, like, run myself a hotel. You know what I mean? Like, I know all the information that I need to know about it, either to get up and, do stuff like that. And I know a lot of stuff about business marketing. I took business and marketing in college for a little bit. And, it's just like, I have just about enough knowledge about business and marketing. I might not be the best when it comes to, like, being, like, a mathematician. But, like, I have backup plans. I don't just reside only on modeling and acting. Honestly, modeling and acting was supposed to be just my hobby and just my side. But, like, once it started, like, becoming my everyday, you know what I mean? Like, things started, like, shifting. Like, everything is shifting fast right now. Even right now as we speak, there's so many opportunities that I'm receiving that it's just like, I have no idea how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna figure it out. Like, truthfully, I'm thankful that this month on the 30th, the magazine is gonna come out, and I'm excited because, I did a couple interviews last month, and, I'm gonna be on Marika magazine. Awesome, right? Not only that, but like I'm still working with this other magazine. I'm trying to, like, work towards that. Right now I'm just trying to get up on my online store. Oh my god, that's originally what I really wanted to get up to, because it was just like, I always had a love for designing and a passion for, like, making clothes and creating certain things, because I've always had that artistic ability of, like, drawing and bringing things to life. Like, almost every time I would come up with, like, a concept, I was always that girl that would, like, create a costume or some shit. I remember in freaking middle school, I used to dress up all the time. I used to love shit like that and creating my own shit. Either that, I remember, like, as a kid, I made my own little carnival in my room. Like, stupid shit like that. Like, if you know, you know. If close friends, you know. If you know, you know. But it's just like, I've always loved, like, being like the event girl. Like, I don't know, like, being somewhere in the mix of that. And, being able to experience half of the things that I've already did, it brings me major nostalgia, because, like, I've always, like, had a passion for stuff like that. And, like, creating art, music, like, I've always been to, like, all this other stuff, you know what I mean? And there came a point that, like, I was so alone, so sad, that it was just like, I became very deeply depressed because of certain incidences. And, at one point I almost gave up entirely on everything, you know what I mean? Like, shit, I almost ended everything in a freaking bathroom at one point, because, it was just like, like, things really did get tough for me at one point. I didn't have nobody to turn to. I didn't have anybody to talk to. And, sometimes shit really does hit the fan. And, sometimes with certain people, it's just like, some people, they don't know how to handle it all. Sometimes, you know, they don't have the coping mechanisms. They don't have the mental outlets to, like, you know, help them out with stuff like that. And at the time, I didn't have too much help with it because, you know, therapy wasn't really doing much. Even now, I'm struggling deeply when it comes to shit like that, too. Shit, after December, I don't even have a therapy place to go to because my insurance doesn't cover it. And that's another freaking problem. Let me not even get into that shit. But it's just like, life has never been easy for me, and I know it's never been easy. I've always been fighting every single day with certain things, and it's just like, you know, all my life I felt like I gave my life to, you know, helping my mom and everything. And, you know, like, after high school, I know she told me, like, oh, you know, just focus on you, be you, like, and, you know, it's just like, sometimes you just really gotta, like, put yourself first. That was the thing. I had to put myself first because, like, I do struggle with, like, mental and physical health. Even right now as we speak, I'm struggling with my physical health. But mental health has always been something I struggled with because, you know, I'm the type of person that, like, I don't really do too much vulnerability. I don't like, you know, crying in front of people. I actually hate it, actually. It's just like certain things, you know, I'll keep it to myself. I know a lot of people can really, you know, learn and, like, hear my stories out and stuff like that. And, you know, they feel like, you know, they're not alone. I know I've said a few stories on TikTok about certain things already. And, you know, I feel good when I hear, like, positive feedback. So it's just like, you know, that's another reason why I created my podcast. And I do plan on making more episodes from my podcast. It's just like, you know, sometimes you just need one person, either one person or you just need, like, something to help you cope. And I feel like, you know, in around 2016, 2017, I would gladly say the piano saved my life, basically, because, like, you know, I really did love music, and, you know, I always wanted to play the piano, and I fell in love with playing the piano, and, like, you know, making music and writing music. Even right now, like, you know, I've been writing since, middle school? I feel like after I lost my best friend, I feel like I, you know, began writing. I just kept writing poetry, and I was writing, like, all these things. And, you know, I love singing, but I never, like, thought of putting all those things together. And, you know, 2018 was a big year for me too, because, like, I was really putting myself out there. I was getting auditions to short films and, like, getting myself into videos. I got into Cuffed Uncuffed, and, you know, I got into Blood Queens with Gabby DiMartino. You know, I did so many things in my startup, and then, like, finally getting into, like, you know, the agency really did help me a lot. I'm still good with them, you know, we're still on good terms, we talk and everything. I know right now I'm see, even my stomach right now, you hear that? I know y'all hear that. But anyway, as I proceed, so it's just like, and now physical health, right? I've always had physical health problems. I was never, I wouldn't say I'm the healthiest of people. I would be bullshitting if I said I was the healthiest of people. But I am not the healthiest of people, and what's it called? My dietary and my food intake is not the best. It never has been. I've always struggled with fiber. I've always struggled with, you know, certain things, and it's just like certain foods I don't like because of textures, because, you know, if you know, you know. But it's just like, even right now, I'm just, like, struggling to even eat anything right now. And I hate that, like, I can't even eat certain things because of GERD. So currently I've been dealing with GERD. And GERD is a acid reflux problem that someone gets whenever there is something in your throat or something that's causing you to, like, react like that. So recently when I got my EGD done, they had found a hiatal hernia where my sphincter is. So that's what's causing my GERD. Now, right now as we speak, in my stomach acid, this is what I'm currently dealing with and what's giving me a lot of pain right now as we speak. So, I have this thing in my stomach acid that they found in my stomach when they tested me. It's a thing called H. pylori. Now, with H. pylori, how you can get it is if you either consume some type of bodily fluid, saliva, contaminated food, or dirty water, or something that it's consumed. So I still don't know where I got this from. All I remember is I started getting this pain since last year in November. Not this November, last year November. So it's kind of this tough thing to try to, like, grasp, because I don't even know where the fuck I got it from. All I know is things started to get worse, and it does also affect having an iron deficiency and having all these other issues in play. So when I've taken my blood test, I've been lacking a lot of hemoglobins, ferritin, and iron saturation. So right now my body is not producing enough ferritin. So when your body stores iron, because usually your body has this give and take. It's kind of like you have energy stored in you, right? That, like, sometimes, like, okay, like, I used all of this, okay, now it's time to grab some, like, some energy from here. I don't have any iron saturation. I don't have any ferritin stored in my body for it to take. So whenever those moments happen where my body doesn't have an equal give and take, that's when my fatigue, and it makes it hard for me to get out of bed because the energy is not there. You know what I mean? When your body doesn't have enough energy to store, I don't have that. So that's another thing I struggle with. So it's tough. It's not easy. And to a lot of people that don't understand what this is, like, how, like, tough this shit is, here's more details, right? So with H. pylori by itself, it's an infection that if it goes left untreated, like if it goes untreated and it stays, and mind you, I don't even know how long I even had this shit for. If this shit stays and it goes on for more than what it is, right? Let's say this infection, I've had this since November and I didn't know about it. And now what, right? This is where we're at right now. This infection, if left untreated, this shit can turn either into stomach cancer, lymphoma, or ulcers. And now, in my family, it's well known as a genetic thing that ulcers and cancers run in our family. So I'm not happy that I have this shit going on right now, because it makes it really hard for me to, like, eat certain things. Like, certain foods makes me extremely upset, and I throw it back up, or it comes out the other end. But, like, literally the other day, it didn't go so well, and it's a little TMI, but it's just like, this shit, I would not wish this on nobody, because I know this shit is fucking tough. And, it hurts when there's people that belittle you for having something like this and to make you feel like, oh, it's just a little stomach ache. Oh, it's just a little thing in your stomach. I wish it was just little. If it was just for one day. Sure. But, like, it's not little. It's not. This shit comes in waves. I know some days I try to hold myself well. Most days I want to fucking cry. But, you know, I gotta put myself together. I gotta continue to do stuff that, you know, that makes me happy. If not, I'm gonna be fucking crying everywhere. If I was to stay down and stay low, I can't. I don't like sitting in one place. I don't like not being able to do things that I like. I don't like just, you know, being sick or having to go to like hospitals or appointments and all this shit by myself. It's fucking terrifying, especially with everything that I've been dealing with. I just feel like some people are just insensitive to the whole thing and they don't care. And it's just like, yeah, that's just how it is right now. Like, you know, I don't really ask for much. All I want is like support, but I know I currently struggle with getting support from certain people, but that's okay. It's whatever, you know. But, you know, sometimes you really just got to be your own support at the end of the day, because if you want to get something done, you want to get things, you know, turning around, you got to do it for yourself, truthfully. Because not everybody has the best intentions for you. Not everybody has the best interests for you. Not everybody sees what you see. So, you know, you just got to keep going. You got to keep, you know, the vision. You got to keep, you know, keep your head up. Like, even when things are, like, so hard and it's painful to, like, to continue on, I know, like, there's just things in life, you know, you can't control it. I know I used to be a big person growing up that I used to want to control everything. I do not control shit. I cannot control shit. I just have a big problem with that. That was one of my major insecurities growing up. I feel like, but sometimes you just gotta take time for yourself. And I feel like in life, I was just bouncing around. I feel like with modeling, I love modeling and acting and everything, but like I really had to push it to the side because it's just like, you know, that. And, you know, I had to let go of my job because, like, bro, like, I was fucking deteriorating, like, freaking looking dead in the face. Like, sometimes you really got to put yourself first. It's a form of self-care. If you got to be a little selfish, be a little selfish. You're valid for wanting to put yourself first, putting, like, you know, having to do things for yourself because, you know, sometimes that's the only way you're going to be able to do anything is putting yourself first and believing in yourself, because not everybody is believing in you. Some people are only around you just to see you fail. Sometimes some people are there for you for a certain time, for a season. Not everybody's going to be there for a whole year. Not everybody is, you know, going to stay around for the long run. You just got to do what you got to do in the meantime. Like, friends come and go, but like, you know, certain people that, you know, that care and support you are forever. That I feel like, you know, and it's just like, you know, not everybody is blood. Like, that's just how it is. Sometimes you really just gotta do you. Do you. And, you know, like, I truthfully don't even care about these dumbass comments in my freaking thing. Like, everybody's been posting in freaking my YouTube, TikTok messages or whatever. I don't care. I fucking don't care about none of that shit, because if you want to call me a bozo, call me a bozo. You want to call me a bimbo, call me a bimbo. Call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. Like, at the end of the day, I'm doing this because I want to be able to help and be somebody to somebody else. At the end of the day, like, you know, that's truthfully what I want. Like, I got into the entertainment because I want to be somebody for somebody else. Because when I was younger, I didn't have that somebody. I didn't have that person that I could look up to, be mesmerized or idolized like that. I had people around me that would tear me down on a daily basis, even people that were supposed to love me. I had, so many things, taken from me. I've had, so many opportunities taken from me. I had chances. I've had so many things and I had to give it up. I basically sacrificed so many things, and it's just like, sometimes it feels like a slap to the face when people, forget what, what you did or what you've done before in life, and like how much of an impact you've done, certain things, and it hurts. And it's just like sometimes you, when you just want just a little amount of support. Like, honestly, for me, a little support goes a long way. And y'all have been seeing it. A little goes a long way. Like, I literally started up on YouTube with only 35 subscribers at one point, 35, 36. And then look at me now, right now. Look at me right now. I had no idea I would be where I am right now. I had no idea I would even be at artists' album release parties. I would have imagined I would even be anywhere right now. Honestly, I feel like I'm not even awake. Sometimes I feel like, am I dreaming? Is this fucking for real? Because I feel like, there's been so many people that have put me down so much. People who have, truly only saw out the worst in me. I'm telling you, even my birth mom brings me a whole lot of bullshit after bullshit, every now and then. Shit, even her and her twin sister are freaking doxing each other right now on the internet. Some fucking bochinche. And it's just even that should tell you something right now. That should tell you something. But you want to know something? I promised myself as a kid, I would never do anything or try to be anything like my birth mom. That is one thing I'm gonna keep it up. I don't give a damn what anybody has to say. I don't give a shit what anybody has to tell me about, that my mom gotta be, I have to forgive her. I have to think of whatever. Bullshit. She decided the life she chose. She decided to put dick before her kids. She decided to sell her coachie and freaking trauma and doing all this shit that I don't want to hear about her no more either. I don't want to hear jack shit. And then now that she sees that I'm doing good, now she wants to try to comment on my shit, talking about, oh my God, look at how beautiful and fabulous my daughter is. Bullshit. That's somebody who could really get it. She could really get it. Not in a good way. But it's I went through a lot in my life because of her. That lady, for all I know, I don't give a damn where she is right now. I really don't. I've tried, and I've tried, and I've tried. And it's just I worked hard to where I am right now. I really put myself out there. I really made myself who I am today. I earned it. And I don't care what nobody has to tell me. I earned it. And the shit that I get that comes to the house, that, a lot of people like to be like, oh, well, you're getting all this dumb stuff, right? Okay. This dumb stuff is given to me for free. Because when you're influencing and you're working towards certain things, yeah, brands, if they love how you promote certain things, they'll give you stuff for the free just for you to promote it, and they'll pay you commission for promoting products. I've been promoting products since I think 2015, 2016. The first brand that ever reached out to me, it was the Mystic Herbs. I started promoting supplemental support pills that help with sleep apnea, and a bunch of other stuff. That was the first brand I ever promoted. Second brand I ever promoted in my life is called the Harvey Prince. And that was a perfume company. Just because it was a sample, I still promoted the hell out of that company. And I still do. Still do till this day. Honestly, that's one of my favorite smells. I think it was called Smile. That smell will forever be one of my favorite smells that I have in my perfume collection. Just because, not only is it because it's called Smile, but it's because of the way that they, they believed in me. If it wasn't for certain brands to allow me to promote, I would even be where I am when it comes to promoting and influencing. Because usually with influencing, if you don't have a track record when it comes to like promoting products or having any experience, they're not even gonna bat an eye to you. They ain't gonna look at you. They ain't gonna say shit to you. They ain't gonna even give you an opportunity to promote. They're gonna bat an eye and look at you like, bitch, you don't have a following. Get the fuck out of my face. You know what I mean? It takes certain brands to believe in you and to trust how you're gonna be with their products. Period. 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 And I love that right now I'm at a place where I have business partners where we're marketing, we have a marketing team where we're helping other businesses promote stuff and, promoting products. And now we're going and doing events, and I'm able to like record more content. And now my YouTube is blowing more up. At first it was blowing up because of my song, but blowing up because I'm putting, the effort into editing my videos and taking the time out of my day and making this type of content, hours and hours on end type of videos. It's worth it. If you give yourself the time and day, it is worth it. And if you know how to market, it's worth it. And it also took me to do some social marketing for my travel agent and traveling that got me more up too, because now there's certain brands that want me to do certain traveling. Even Disney Vacation Club wants me to join their influencing thing so I could be able to do traveling and promoting. There's a lot of opportunities I have right now that is just like, okay, I don't know how to go about certain things because I don't have that knowledge yet, but I'm working on it. I'm learning. There's like every day there's always something.
Briana, come get your package.
Can you bring it up for me, please? My stomach hurts. Thank you.
It's from TEMU.
Oh, gimme. That's for the vendor. Gimme, pass it.
Is that like part of
It's Temu. I think that's Temu.
No, it looks like this.
I think it's Temu. Yeah, it's Temu. So, and not only that, but this weekend is the holiday extravaganza. I'm going to be promoting my products, and I'm going to be selling earrings. I'm going to be selling bracelets, lashes. I'm trying to sell more lip glosses. I have to work on making more lip glosses.
For Thanksgiving holiday?
No. It's a holiday extravaganza. It's kind of like a Christmassy thing that they're doing this weekend. So,
I wish it was December.
I know.
But I have to wait until after November.
I know. I feel like they should have done something more Thanksgiving anyway. But then again, I don't blame them for not wanting to celebrate Thanksgiving. It's not really Thanksgiving. I don't know if that makes any sense. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So, it's just like, with marketing, if you really know how to market your products and you really know how to push when push comes.
Your package when you open it.
Thank you. I mean, it's just displays. But, what's it called? Sometimes you really just have to put yourself at the forefront. I know I struggle with that with my own brand because, at one point, yes, I was selling a lot and I had gotten one of my purses purses in $1,000 giveaway when I collaborated with a few brands a long time ago. And it was around the same time that my cover of Stay blew up on YouTube for a cute moment. It was like a good moment, and it like landed right underneath Rihanna's Stay. It was like that was momentous. But anyway, it's just like so many things happen if you work towards it, and you're working hard towards a common goal.
Briana.
Yes.
I mean, I want to know. Who left this mac and cheese on the table? Was it Talia?
Maybe it had to be Talia. I didn't even get up. Wasn't me, because my stomach is killing me right now. I don't even want to think.
You like the Cheetos one.
I mean, I know, but I also like Cracker Barrel too. But I think that's Talia, that she's hungry and she wants something.
Yeah, cause I thought I saw Talia in the kitchen.
Yeah, just go. She's gonna, if she wants that's probably what she wants right now. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So it's just like, I feel like if you really know how to market yourself, you'll be guaranteed to, like, be successful on the internet. That's how you get up. And not only that, but if you're getting into social media and you're putting other people down just to make yourself feel better, the audience and people will tell you different from other influencers and creators. They'll tell the difference. And, this is another thing I seen today that I know got me frustrated, because, like, it's just like, I don't understand how people can do certain things, Oh, hi, Dom. How are you? Right now, I'm heated. I'm a little heated. My DMs were flooded last night. When I mean flooded. Because, yes, I post TikToks, and I've been reposting my TikToks to YouTube. There's been a lot of people calling me a bozo, fake. There's been a lot of people telling me that, I'm pretending to have the health problems that I have because I want attention, and telling me that, certain things that I'm doing, no, I'm paying for, whatever. I don't know. They were trying to make it seem like I'm buying followers. Right now, I don't even need to buy followers. I don't even have enough money to buy followers. What you're seeing right now is growth. I'm posting my old TikToks to YouTube, and for some reason, my YouTube is blowing up. Period. Like, if you want to truly get mad that you're not putting yourself out there and making content. Like, if you really, like, people, like, honestly, if you really want to do this so bad, do it. Do it yourself. Put yourself out there. Give yourself that chance. I'm not putting nobody down. I'm not bashing nobody. If you really think you could do it better, go right ahead. Go do it. But, like, you don't need to put others down in the same space that you are. Because at the end of the day, there might be some things you might be great at, and maybe somebody else is. Sometimes maybe one person is better at a niche than you. Like, say, for example, I don't consider myself a makeup artist. I like doing makeup for funsies, yes. Would I consider myself a makeup artist? No. And, when it comes to music, I love singing. Do I consider myself a rapper? No. Do people want me to try to get into rapping? Yeah, but do you think I'm gonna do it? Probably not. And it's just like, there's a equal give and take. There's an equal give and take in life, and there's always, something you're good at, something that you're not always good at. I'm good at reading literature and history. I am not a mathematician. I am not a scientist. I am horrible at those subjects. Don't ask me about no math. Don't ask me about science. I am not good in those places. Hell no. But you know what? I know what I'm good at, and that's all that matters. Truthfully, what you're, like, what you could do, that's it. No problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stick to what you know. That's it. You don't have to bend yourself backwards. You don't have to pretend to do something or like something even though you know you don't like it just for other people. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you like. That's why I make the content that I like. Some people might not like it. Some people might consider it cringe. Who gives a shit? Majority of the TikToks that I make is for fun. And, I like promoting products because I believe in brands. The brands that I promote. Even Temu. I'm an ambassador with Temu. And if you really want to get into Temu, we could really get into it. And I could help you out. And there's a lot of different ways to get up. But if you never put yourself out there and you don't give yourself that chance, are you truly getting up? Are you really into what you're saying that you're into? Like, are you really, like, backing yourself up? That's it. That's basically, one of the points I wanted to say. That, and, I don't do cyberbullying. I don't. I really don't. And, I've been through it already as a kid. When I was 13, 14, if the same shit that I'm receiving right now, I was being told maybe when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't be in the correct mental space. I probably would have been that person to go and do what you guys are saying. And, I've gotten to a place where I'm like, you know what? I don't give a damn what the hell half of you guys gotta say. I don't. And, I'm so glad I got into the point in my life where I don't care what anybody has to say about me. Because at the end of the day, nobody is there with me when I'm struggling. Nobody is there for me when I'm at my weakest. Only my close friends. Y'all know who you are, my besties, my, I only have a few sisters that I could say that, like, I'm like, that are really truthfully there for me. I could only say maybe, like, certain people that are truthfully there for me. But every single one of y'all people that pretend, quote unquote, pretend to support, only to get something, like an equal give and take, to try to, like, take, and not, reciprocate energy. Like, yeah, to y'all people that don't give a damn, right? To people who don't give a shit, I don't give a shit either. That's what I wanted to say. Because, there's a lot of people that try to be like fake, let's say fake family. Let me just say that right there. Because, I have real family, I have my adopted family, and then I have, thing or whatever. People who don't support you at all, point blank period, you don't need to be begging yourself or trying to get people that don't want to support you to support you. And I've learned that the hard way. And, sometimes, in my life, I feel like I've been such a people pleaser for so long. I dragged myself through the mud, trying to be perfect, trying to be this, innocent, good girl, go lucky girl for so long. I can't hold up myself to a standard that's not real. You know what I mean? It's not my reality. I've never been a straight A student, never been, that perfect, straight A student. I can never. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like low-key a little bit sped. I can't even do that shit. But, it's props to anyone who can get themselves in that point. Honestly, I'm proud of y'all. Honestly, because I know I can. I would never put somebody down about something that they know that they can't do. You know what I mean? Because that's not a part of who I am. I would never put somebody down if, they don't meet a certain criteria or something like that or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's gonna be able to fit themselves in a fucking box. Let's just be honest. There's no such thing as perfect. I don't look at a world where everything's supposed to be perfect. And I feel like that's another thing people would like to make it seem like that's how I think. No. I honestly think that everybody should get out the fucking box, honestly. Like, instead of putting yourself in the box. Instead of that shit. Create your own shit. Make your own lane. Because at the end of the day, like, there's nobody that could outdo you in your own lane. If you're doing your own shit and doing your own thing, nobody can tell you the fuck nothing. The fuck nothing. Because you earned it. You work towards your goals, you earned it. There's nobody that can go and try to tell you jack shit because you earned it. You got yourself to that point. There's the only way from here is up. That's it. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. And you know, I'm a big, like, you know, girls support girls. Girls support girls. I love uplifting other people, women, men, you name it. I am the hype girl. I always been a hype girl. I feel like I never been my own hype girl. That's my problem. That's the one. Like me, I struggle. I still till this day I can't even look the fuck into a fucking mirror. Even though it's just like, for the longest of times, I feel like, yeah, I look into a mirror to do my makeup. But, like, you know how people do affirmations and, you know, like, stand in front of a mirror and, you know, I can't do that shit. I can't. I used to when I was a kid. Nah, I can't. The reason why I can't is because I don't view myself the way others view me. That's my problem. That right there is my problem. I don't view myself the way people view me. Like, people view me like, oh my gosh, Bri, like, you know, you're so great. You're like always full of sunshine. I always want to be around you because I love your presence, you know, like you're always so fun, so happy, thing or whatever. Little do you know, I can't even look in the mirror. I can't even look in the mirror. I can't even, like, do certain things because I feel like if I look too long, I'm going to start critiquing myself. I'm going to start freaking, like, thing or whatever, because I know my flaws. I know everything about that I need to know about myself. And it's just like, sometimes I feel like if I stare too long, maybe I start to think like, yo, I think other people are going to see the same shit that I see. You know what I mean? But they don't. They don't. And it's just like, you know, it's one of my problems. I know I have low self-esteem. I know. You probably won't tell because, you know, you know, the whole saying with the freaking fake it to make it. You know, I pretend to have confidence. I don't have confidence. That's some bullshit. Half of the time, I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to even wear. Half the time, I don't even know, like, how the hell I'm supposed to, you know, do certain things and how I'm supposed to get around. I do not have no type of confidence. Hell no. Hell no. You know, I'm working on it, though. It's something that I'm also working on. That, my low self-esteem. And, you know, this is why, like, honestly, and it all stems back to mental health. It all stems right back to it. Because, like, growing up, I went through a lot of bullying, cyberbullying, harassment, sexual harassment. I've been assaulted in hallways. I've been shoved into lockers. I've been picked on and bullied for a majority of my life. I've had, you know, even when I was living in New York, I used to have girls throwing rocks at me. I used to get beat the fuck up for no reason. I used to have girls wanting to chop my hair. And I remember the one time I got tired and fed the fuck up, I got in trouble. I got kicked out of the school. And, you know, it's just like, it got to the point where, like, yes, I had anger issues growing up. Really terrible anger issues. Like, I'm telling you, like, I was a fucking mess. I was a hot mess growing up. And, you know, it took a lot of time for me to learn how to deal with my anger. How to deal with and coping with shit like that, because, you know, I was never taught how to control majority of that. I wasn't taught, like, how to, like, you know, feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, at such a young age, you deal with emotions a certain way because you don't understand it. You don't know what you're feeling. You don't know how you're feeling it. You know, there's certain things that you don't know, the who's, the what's, the where's, the why's, and the how's. You know what I mean? You truthfully have to go through things to actually figure it out. Like, you truthfully gotta go through hell. Sometimes you really gotta go through hell and back. Hell and back. To truly understand what it is that you're feeling. And it takes time. Healing does take time. Healing, it's something that it's not quick. It takes time. Healing, you know, it's not like you could be healed, okay? Like, sometimes you, like, you know, some people, they relapse. Sometimes you go right back into the shit. Because, you know, sometimes things trigger you. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect day. Or having what the fuck you want to call it. There's some people that be like, oh, well, excuse me. Or a mental free day. Or whatever you want to call it. There's no such thing. There is no such thing. Everyone deals with something. Everyone has a struggle. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own battles. And that's why every day when you wake up, do you think, like, you know, it's like you have to really put in perspective and, like, really try to, like, be positive. Try. The reason I say try is try, because not everybody, you know, has enough courage. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has it like that. So, you know, it takes time. I said, try. You know, like, it's hard. Life is hard. Life is never easy. Life is never going to be easy, because, you know, in life we have to go through obstacles. We have to go through turbulences. We have to go through trials, errors, and, you know, same thing with relationships. Not every single relationship is forever. Not every single relationship is, you know, thing or whatever. Sometimes it's for a season. Sometimes it's just for a lesson. Sometimes it's only karmic. Sometimes it's, you know, it's to teach you something. To teach you what you like, what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want. Like, you know, maybe something, you know, you learned in one relationship that maybe, like, maybe I need to, like, you know, stop being like that. Maybe, you know, I got to be different for the next person. You know, sometimes people go through certain things in relationships to learn. And not only that, but, like, you know, you can't beat yourself up for not having it all together while being in a relationship. Not every relationship is, you know, goody. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as a goody relationship or the perfect relationship either. There's no such thing. The whole point of a relationship is for you to add on to someone else's happiness. You guys have your own thing. You come together and come into communion, and, you know, you work on your shit together. Literally, that's what it is. And communication, respect, having faith, trust, and, you know, the loyalty for sure has to be there. If you're not keen on loyalty and communication, that relationship is not going to work. It's not. Those are the 5 keys. If you don't have any one of the 5 keys, that relationship is going to go to shit. Especially if you're self-sabotaging. I've been in so many relationships where, like, the person is self-sabotaging their own self because either, like, oh, that they're, you know, thinking some kind of way, or they're projecting how they're feeling onto you, because just because they're feeling like that, oh, they want you to feel like that. Like, you know, sometimes people, you know, it's a struggle. Relationships are a struggle. Trying to deal with your mental health by yourself is a struggle. You know, sometimes it's a lot. It is a lot. And you learn a lot through different relationships. Not even just relationships, friendships too. Sometimes you have friends that, like, you know, low-key be hating on you, and they're there with you the entire time, and they're only thinking of nothing but the negative shit about you. Sometimes you have friends that really support you and love and care for you and, like, you know, really want you to do good in life. Those are the ones you want to stick around. Those are the ones you want to keep, and those are the ones that you want to make sure that they stay in your life forever. Because those are the ones that you're going to be able to rely on to, like, let's say, for example, you end up in the hospital. They're going to be the ones to help you communicate to your family. They're going to be the ones to help you, like, you know, with your situations and stuff like that, and be there for you. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm fed up, because I started getting blown the fuck up last night with messages talking about people telling me that I'm a bozo, I'm fake, and all this other shit. I'm sick right now. And what really got to me was somebody trying to make it seem like I'm not. So I'm here in my bed as I'm lying with stomach pain and all, and I'm going on a rant. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm going onto a rant, because it's just like, you know, I know I've been on the internet for a very long time. I know I've made this a thing. You know what I mean? I made this into a hobby that now is turning into my job. You know what I mean? Before, this shit used to be fun for me. Like, this shit, I used to do this for the fun, for the hell of it. I didn't care. I used to post videos just to post and then thing or whatever and have people view it. But, like, now that, like, this is turning into a job, because there's brands involved, there's people, you know, I'm talking about, like, Urban Decay. I'm talking about CoverGirl. I'm talking about Wayso Skincare. I'm talking about Dark and Lovely. I'm talking about all these brands. I'm talking about Sally Beauty. I'm working with so many high-level brands right now that it's just like, if I really wanted to quote-unquote like fake, you know, being a personality or whatever the fuck you want to try to make it seem like I'm faking, what you see is what you get. Literally. And I act accordingly. So if somebody is going to be disrespectful to me or say some stupid shit, be high damn and well, I'm going to return the same energy back the fuck to you. Because it's just like, you know, believe both. When somebody tells you a story about me, you know what? Believe both. Because I act accordingly. I don't pretend for nobody. The only thing I can say that I pretend is my smile. That's it. Other than that, I generally, the way that you see me right now, the way that I'm talking, the way that I'm communicating is the same way you're going to see me in real life. Dead ass. Like, I'm the type of person that I'm going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything to you. I am not going to lie to you just to make you feel good. Like, I mean, of course I want you to feel good, but I'm not going to lie to you. That's, you know, the thing or whatever. But, like, you know, I'm just fed up. I'm just fed up with everybody trying to make it seem like, oh, that all I think about is myself. I'm selfish. You know what? I'm just beginning to get selfish. Let's start there. Because, like, before I used to put everybody before myself. I used to be the type of bitch that used to go broke for other people other than myself. And then, you know, when I started getting into working a 9-to-5 job and doing all this stuff and whatever, I kid you not, the first time I even got my first paycheck, I remember I passed it to my mom. And I was like, you know what? Here you go, Mom. And she was like, no, Bri, that's yours. Why are you passing me your first check? Go spend it on yourself. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, I've always been used to giving. Shit, I remember the one time I went to freaking Dorney Park the one time. I spent all my money on my one best friend, Brandy, because her ass wanted candy. I remember I gave that bitch the store. She went all around the store. I remember all my freaking bag of change. All you see is my shit going. I will never forget that shit, because that shit was hilarious at the same time, because I went broke, and then the person I was going out with at the time went broke because he was doing the same thing for her. That's the thing I'm talking about. That, like, when people try to tell me that I'm selfish, that could be the least of it. Bro, I literally spent more than $3,000 plus tax plus more and getting my one sister her laptop, right? And it's just like, I spent so much money on other people. I forgot what the hell, whatever else I spent money on. But that's like, I feel like that was my biggest purchase. I feel like that was my biggest purchase I ever did. Because, like, if I was truly, let's make this a thing right now, right? If I was truthfully selfish, like honestly, I know I'm not selfish, but if I was truthfully selfish, I would have just kept that shit for myself. I would have just put that towards my freaking online store. I would have been had my LLC already. I would have been had all this shit already to myself. But you know what? I don't care. Like, generally, if I'm giving somebody something, I want them to have it. I don't care about money. Money comes and goes all the fucking time. Money can be taken from you. Money is just money. That's why I'm not materialistic. I don't give a damn. I don't care about having the best clothes. The clothes I get are from small businesses right now. I don't care about name brands. I don't care about having Nike sneakers. Shit, I bought myself Hello Kitty sneakers from freaking Japan. I don't care. And it's just like, when people try to tell me, like, oh, I'm materialistic, I don't give two flying fucks what I'm wearing. I don't care. I've been wearing nothing but Hello Kitty. I am happy with wearing fucking Hello Kitty. I don't give two shits who don't like what I wear. I don't give a damn. I like it, and that's all that matters. I know there's a lot of girlies that like that I collect plushies. That's my community. Point blank period. I'm okay with what I'm collecting. I'm okay with, the people in the audience that I have. That's the people that I communicate with. I have a group online that still collects dolls. Yeah, I might have put my doll collection away, but I'm a part of the doll community because people used to know me as the doll collector when I was 14. I can't just exit something and not pretend like I'm not, I never was a part of it. You know what I mean? Long time, like, being a part of the doll community, being a part of the plushie community, especially on the Monster High movie. We all know how that Monster High movie went, so we're not even going to get into that. But it's just like, certain things, like, I can't just be like, just walk up and pretend like, you know what, I don't give a damn, I'm walking away, bye. Like, no, I literally can't. Like, how many times I've done tried to, like, walk on, be like, you know what, I don't want to be a part of the doll community. I feel like the doll community is a little bit toxic. A lot of people, like to, downplay other people and, like, cheat other people out of, like, buying certain muñecas and thing or whatever. I want to leave. You can't just get up and leave a community that you've been so involved with. Like, you've been so, like, invested in putting your time and effort in. That's like if I was to just walk up and just be like, you know what, I don't, like, thing or whatever. Like, once you have already, like, created a brand and your name for yourself in something, that's it. That is your brand. That is your brand. Of course you can add more brands. You can maybe, like, make a whole nother one, a thing or whatever. But, like, that will be a staple. That will forever be a staple. The number of stuffed animals you have in your bed is crazy. Ain't no way you ever feel alone in that bed. Like, period. That's another reason why I have stuffed animals in my bed. Because I deal with, like, honestly, I'm a huge person when it comes to mental health. So, like, honestly, when I'm dealing with my panic attacks and my anxiety attacks and I'm dealing with my shit by myself, because majority of the times I cry at night. So, there's certain stuffed animals that I do have in my bed that are given to me by either other people or plushies that I got for myself. But majority of the plushies that I have surrounding me are from friends and people that care about me, that I know care about me. And that's what helps with me at night. Like, if nobody can, like, really reach out to me, talk to me, or whatever, I look to a plush, and that's basically who I think about in that moment. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people don't understand that, like, there's a reason why I have my plushies. People just think, oh, well, she just wants to collect them just to collect them. I said, no. There's a reason why I have my plushies. There's a reason. And not only that, but the brand Me-Wise, they've been spoiling me this entire the whole last month with so many plushies. Like, with Me-Wise, I freaking love that brand already. But still, it's just like, once you've already been a staple, like, you have that staple of, like, not a clique, the fuck you call it, a niche. You have a niche in something, you know, that's what people are gonna look to you for. And people look to me for, like, oh, like, what is, like, the best plushie brand? Like, okay, like, Bri, like, what's your opinion on, you know, certain brands that, like, there's some people that want to find actual Hello Kitty products, and I know where to find them. Some people don't care if it's not the real one. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like buying, like, fake or real Gucci. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the similar concept. But, like, you know, some people, they, you know, they look to me for certain things. And, you know, I basically tell them where I get stuff from. You know what I mean? It's useful for other people. Like, I do what I do because it's useful for other people. I want to be able to help other people get, like, you know, at least I could be that one influencer that basically, like, yeah, you could afford that look type of thing. That's why I'm keeping to how I dress. I don't care what nobody has to say. At least my looks are affordable, and it's not out of the freaking woodworks that nobody could get it. It's affordable. And not only that, but, like, come on now. Hello Kitty is purr. Hello Kitty is purr. I don't care. Even as I'm sick, I'm gonna still say it. Hello Kitty is life. But okay. And not only that, but, like, I love the message even behind Hello Kitty. But anyway, you know, I'm getting close to ending my rant. But at the same time, you know, I really wanted to, like, say my story, say my piece, do a little rant, because, you know, there's been a few other things. Oh, yeah, and there's another thing I want to talk about before, you know, I let my friend hop on. So, on social media, right, we all know who Trisha Paytas is, right? And we all know, I don't know, some of you guys know, but Sophia with an F, right? Okay. So, she recently did a podcast with, I forgot what this girl's name is. I think it was Alicia, whatever her name is. Okay. And they were talking about mental health. And, you know, I'm a big person on mental health. I love, talking about mental health, because I feel like it needs to be spoken about a lot more. You know what I mean? That's a topic that hardly nobody ever wants to talk about, because it's a really difficult discussion to talk about and to make it, you know, so people can understand and bring awareness. Now, the problem I have with this podcast in particular is because she made it seem like, oh my God, well, I love my mental illness. And they're like, yeah, me too. Like, I'm sorry, but hell no. Hell no. And, you know, I love her podcast. But that particular episode came off so insensitive, so ignorant. And then on top of that, okay, so then everybody's been posting about it on TikTok, talking about that, you know, like, you know, how they feel about it. Because, mind you, it was kind of just a little triggering. Just a little. So, like, you know, Trisha Paytas made a video in response. But not towards any of the girls. But towards, like, you know, mental illness. And just like, you know, okay, well, not everybody has good days. Sometimes people don't have enough money to cope or to have therapy. You know, not everybody is gonna, quote unquote, love their mental illness. And there's no such thing as a person loving their mental illness, because who the fuck, I'm sorry, but who the fuck, sorry, but it's just like, that is not realistic. I'm sorry, but that is not reality. And, you know, when she was responding, you know, to the statement, right, that I love my mental illness. You know, she was basically explaining, like, you know, not everybody loves theirs, and, you know, I'm somebody who doesn't love theirs, and, you know, to anybody who feels, you know, such and such and such, you know, that it's just like, that's something, you know, that it's okay to not always be okay. And it is. It's a valid reasoning. And for Sophia with an F to be like, oh, well, says to the person with the electrocuted hair. I'm sorry, but you're done. You are done. As soon as you open up a conversation and you're going after somebody and being misogynistic about what they look like for no reason, especially, it looked like she didn't even watch the video. So for that to be her opening statement, I no longer support, because I do not support no mean girl energy. I do not support mean girls. I've been around mean girls for a majority of my life. I do not need to be supporting nothing with mean girl mentality. So that is out the window. That is out the door. So, like, today I officially unsubscribed. Because I'm just like, it kind of disappointed me. And the way that she's reacting, it was kind of like, even her friends, her close friends are telling her, like, yo, like, what you said was not cool. You know, I don't think we watched the same video. I think, girl, like, you know, this was in distaste because, like, you know, you didn't watch her video. Like, you know, I'm, like, you know, it's giving mean girl behavior. And it's crazy that we're in, what's it called? An environment where right now that, like, truthfully speaking, out of everybody in the generation of the early YouTube, and for Trisha to be the only reasonable person apologizing and talking right now is crazy. Crazy. To believe that we're in an era where, like, if Trisha is apologizing and saying sorry, even when she doesn't even need to say sorry, you know you done fucked up. I'm sorry, you done fucked up. So, and then I wanted to say a little piece with the whole I love my mental illness statement, right? I'm saying it just like how the girl said it, okay? Don't blame me. Blame the girl how she said it. So, I don't love my mental illness. I feel like that podcast came off very, what's the term? It not only was it insensitive, but I feel like it was in distaste. I felt like it was giving very much pick me vibes. I feel like, you know, it sounded like somebody who actually does not deal with anything, and it just comes off like, oh my god, like, you deal with that too? Oh my god. Like, ew, no, shut up. Like, hell no. So it's just like, no, it's no. Like, you know, and I feel like if they were gonna go about it, they should have went about it a different route, at least. Like, instead of saying, like, oh my god, yeah, I love my mental illness. Like, what? It's just like, I don't know. No. Exactly. Like, it is give me clout chasing and pick me vibes, because, like, I've never, like, usually, like, with certain topics, yes, with mental illness, I feel like it's a very sensitive topic. You can't just go about it any way that you like without being considerate of other people. There's no way you could go about a podcast and not consider other people's emotions, feelings, or if it might trigger them. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, mental disorders are real. Mental illnesses is real. Chronic, you know, illnesses, chronic illnesses and chronic disorders is a thing. Because sometimes people, yeah, you could possibly get out from it. So if it's chronic, you cannot, and it's passed down. So, for them to make it seem like, oh my god, yeah, I love mine. Like, what I'm sorry, but like it looked like I was watching an episode of Robot Chicken. I'm sorry, but like when I was a kid, I used to watch the most dumbest things, right? I felt like that's what I was watching, a Robot Chicken episode. That's what it felt like. And I'm just like, what am I, like, yes, and I know it's distasteful, but like that's what it reminded me of. Either that or like, what's that one show that is like, it was giving Shane Dawson. That's what it was giving. It was giving Shane Dawson. Like, you're not, like, with dark humor. That's what it gave. It is triggering.